So guys, I had a subscriber recently ask me, why would you even want to be down here during low season? Why would you stay in Playa del Carmen during low season? Well, if you look behind me, there's no one here. It's completely peaceful, quiet. I just saw some of my first people of the walk here. So for me, like, the peace and quiet is just insane. The tranquility. I also just found another apartment for only 9,000 pesos a month with 2 pools. So I might relocate to that one. I'll definitely share that in a short or a full-length video soon. Only an 8,500 peso deposit, 1,500 pesos for the contract. So, but if you are looking for peace and quiet in your life and really nice climate, I mean, the weather hasn't just automatically turned terrible and started raining. This is beautiful. It's about 90 Fahrenheit right now. Pretty reasonable humidity. And I'm just out here getting some sun. There's an iguana crossing. And that's like, I'm seeing more iguanas right now. I'm seeing more iguanas right now than I am people, which I'm perfectly okay with that. What's up, buddy? So let's see, we got any questions from you guys? Just waiting to see what you have for us today. What's up, Mex? Mex Story Man, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Yeah, actually, thanks for asking that. I just got done filming a full-length video that I'll be editing. One of the things in that video will be the 9,000 peso a month apartment I just found. The place looks amazing. It's a 1-bedroom, and 9,000 pesos a month is not bad. I had someone in the comments kind of tear into me and be like, well, you can't live there on $900 a month. A decent apartment costs $700 to $900 a month. So I was like, okay, challenge accepted. And sure enough, today I found a place. If the exchange rate is 17 to 1, that means that a 9,000 peso apartment is $529 and some change. So, and that's on 50th Avenue, right around the corner from 5th Avenue. So in a perfect location for under 530 a month is pretty solid. And then the second thing in that video is going to be some really good coffee that I found. If there's anything I miss about my home city of Portland, maybe the only thing I miss, it's the coffee. And this place has the best quality coffee I've found yet here in PDC. And then I'm going to show a beach in the same video where they have a barrier in front of a pretty nice resort, but it's a public beach and it blocks the Sargasso. I met a couple of local guys there today who were swimming and enjoying that, so I got their feedback, did a quick interview with them. So hopefully that answers your question about what's coming up next. 2 days ago, I was at those pristine beaches to the south of Playa Car, but I realized those aren't the most practical places to get to. I mean, I was sore after that walk. We looked at Anna's Apple Watch and we had walked 24,000 steps that day from the time we left the house. So those, I realize, aren't the most practical, especially if you have kids or just don't feel like walking that far. So that's why I wanted to show another option today. The water's not going to be as crystal clear up here. There's a reason I walked 4 kilometers each way from the ferry terminal and back. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, so right now, in case you're wondering, I just saw my first 2 people down there. And I'm on 5th Avenue, almost to Playa 72, Playa 72. Coming up here next, you're gonna see that the city is spending a little money to fix the irrigation on 5th Avenue. So there's gonna be some better flow and drainage. We won't have as much flooding, hopefully, during the low season. But yeah, the question from the subscriber was, why would anyone want to be here during low season? And for me, the answer is pretty simple. The peace and quiet is really nice. I've spent low seasons in Puerto Vallarta, and yeah, the weather gets humid, it gets more rainy, but you get a chance to really connect with the local people, because almost all the tourists leave, and then you kind of become a local when you, I mean, not completely, but when you stay during low season, you do connect with the locals, and they tend to respect you a little more. Like, oh, this guy actually isn't just a snowbird, he lives here year round just like us. Hey, what's up, brother? My brother from another mother, from Hungary. What's up, man?
How are you doing?
Good to see you. Yeah, I'm just live right now on YouTube. Have a good one, man.
You too.
Ciao, ciao. Yeah, so I see that guy all the time. He's living his best life. He's always doing exercise and martial arts and running, swimming, diving. Pretty good example for all of us. I don't know how old he is, but I hope when I'm his age, I look that vibrant and healthy. So I was at acupuncture yesterday, and I got a really good acupuncture treatment, and the acupuncturist had some really good insight. She was saying that Playa del Carmen has this energy that's like the great accelerator. So if you make bad decisions, it will accelerate that. Or if you make good decisions and you're really trying to compound and build and grow, whether it's physically, fitness-wise, financially, or say starting a YouTube channel or some type of new project or business, Playa del Carmen will really nourish that and grow it quickly. But if you make bad decisions, and she was saying that if you're making bad decisions, those will compound really quickly in Playa del Carmen. And that really resonated with me, because I just started consistently uploading videos on this channel in February, March, and the subscriber count has 10x. So I want to say thank you to the few of you who are here with me on this live, who have subscribed. It means so much to me. But I can't believe that, you know, I went in with very just reasonable expectations, and to grow the channel from, you know, 45 subscribers to over 450 in such a small amount of time was really cool. And then also I noticed with my health here in Playa del Carmen, I was living in Cuenca, Ecuador before this, and the air quality, it's really difficult there because of the altitude, but also diesel is really cheap in Ecuador, so there's a ton of diesel exhaust, and that was really affecting my health, my breathing. And then I noticed within a few weeks of getting here to Playa del Carmen, my breathing started improving, and my fitness, my health, and part of that is all the walking, but also the air quality. I get around town here on 5th Avenue and there's no traffic at all, so I'm never breathing exhaust. And then of course we're at sea level here, so it's a lot more oxygen rich. And then also the way I spend my days, longboarding, playing beach volleyball, hiking, and exploring is really conducive to good health. So, and then also the food in Mexico is probably some of the best in the world. That's another reason I've decided to stay here in Playa del Carmen. I've been eating traditional Mexican food, quesadillas, chilaquiles, tacos de birria, almost every single day, and I feel great. The only complaint that I have here on this side, on this coast of Mexico, is the fish situation. So I used to live in Jalisco on the Pacific coast in Puerto Vallarta, and I could get a fillet of red snapper or mahi-mahi for 20 or 40 pesos pretty much anytime I wanted. Or I could go one of the restaurants down near Yelapa, Boca de Tomatlan. And I could go down there and get an entire fried fish for 60 pesos. Here, a lot of the fish comes from the farm. It's not natural wild caught fish. So, but other than that, this place has been so conducive to good health. I almost feel like I'm aging in reverse. And the Hungarian guy, I can't remember, his name is really difficult to remember, but he's a good example of how we all want to look when we're in our 50s, 60s, and beyond. One thing I will say about Ecuador, though, there's a city called Vilcabamba that I visited, and I felt great there. If you guys check out my Instagram at TheRopeMonster, there's a few reels from Vilcabamba. Me and my girlfriend Anna were there. And that's a blue zone. That's a place where people live well into their hundreds. We met one gentleman who was 110 years old. Another guy who was just kind of sick of life, but he's like, well, I just keep waking up. And he was in his early, 100s, I think 103. And still walking with no cane. Obviously, I'm sure he has some aches and pains with all those years on him, but he was still actually working the family coffee farm. So, and then one reason we left Ecuador too, though, is just the political situation. It's getting a little bit violent there, and the climate too. A lot of the houses don't have air conditioning, but they also don't have heat, and it's a fairly temperate place, Cuenca. But I watched a Instagram reel yesterday of some of my friends in Cuenca at a concert. My buddy's band was playing, and they all had like hats and gloves and jackets on, and I was like, I don't miss that. I'll take the 90-degree heat any day over being cold and waking up cold. So comparing the two countries with the political unrest in Ecuador, also Colombia cut off Ecuador as far as the electricity. Colombia would sell a lot of their excess electricity to Ecuador, and they've now broken ties. So Ecuador is without electricity a lot of the time in big cities like Cuenca and Quito. So that's a really big issue, especially for digital nomads and people who want to work online or who rely on Wi-Fi in some capacity. Also, it's a security issue because the electric fences go down when the electricity goes down unless you have some type of backup power. So Ecuador is now kind of off the list. Mexico is a huge country, so I'm going to spend quite a bit of time here in Playa del Carmen and thoroughly get to know the surrounding areas. And so I will do videos up in Puerto Morelos, Valladolid,